Hello everyone, Swagatam and very warm welcome to all of you at this amazing platform of PW. My name is Aman, as you would be knowing, your favorite maths buddy. Now, we have that moment, we have that most awaited exam, that national level competition we have from CBSE Aryabhatta Ganit challenge. We have given the second stage of this. This is the ultimate stage which we have. This is the ultimate competition for which we are waiting for. Now, first of all, I hope all of you are in good health. And secondly, I would like to congratulate many of you who have done really well. I know that you had a great help from our end. You had done a lot of effort from your end, and everything will be concluding into the result. Now, there would be students who would not be very happy with their performance. Now, I would like to say that nothing to worry about. This was one thing which happened, that is gone, that is the past. We would be getting another chance, so you would be always ready for the upcoming opportunity you would be having and reassess what went wrong for you. Now, the first thing first, many of you would be thinking, how was the exam? I would like you to assess this part, how was the exam for you? Now, different people might feel differently. For someone, the exam would be very easy. For someone, the exam could be very difficult. For example, when they see a teacher solving the question paper, things would be quite simple. They would be thinking, scratching their head. At that point of time, what I was thinking, yes, that do happens because of the nervousness. When you are in the examination hall, things do feel very difficult for you. Now, I would like that you answer in the chat box or the chat section over there what you felt about the paper. From my end, what I felt, the paper was quite easy and on the same pattern which they follow. If you have seen our previous videos, whatever the question we have discussed, on the same pattern the questions were there. And when I told you, there's no specific booklet for which you have to refer to. There was none, and the questions were very usual from the regular topics, the regular understanding, the concept you have in your head. So on that note, we are going to have a discussion. In today's session, we are going to take a few questions and have a discussion, and in the upcoming session, we will be doing for the rest of the questions. So I hope you would be ready today. I am coming up with this video after 2 to 3 days so that you get refreshed. You should not be that eager that immediately you should be finding out, okay, what was the answer, because alright, you have done your part, you should be resting at your place. Now is the time that you have been refreshed, and now is the time we can reassess what went wrong or if it went well. So everything is voila, very happy. So on that note, let's start with the first question we had. What was the first question? Let's see. The first question over there was one of the best questions we have in the entire paper lot. And what's so special about it? It was entirely on the visualization. You would have seen multiple kind of a question where they asked that, okay, we are having a dice. In the dice, if we open up the dice, so this will be the front part, this will be the side part, this will be the bottom part, will be the upper part. Tell us what will be this side, what will be this side. It's totally depending on your visualization. Something of that sort we had in the paper. What they say, let's read out the problem. It says all the faces of cube are painted red, then it's and then it's cut into 125 small equal cubes. First thing first. We are having a big cube. What we did, we had a paint, a notorious mind has some paint and it painted entire cube. Now after that, what they did, after that they cut the cube into 125 pieces. To attempt this problem, the first thing we should be clear is, how can we cut the one cube into 125? This is a question like a surface area and volume. Okay, the volume would be same. Find out the number of cubes which would be coming out if we are having 125, or find out the new surface area. They can multiple questions made out of this information, but they are not interested in that part. The second part of the question I'll be talking about. Let's first understand how will we get 125 cube. Let me talk about one face of the cube. So this would be the one face. This will be the one face of the cube. If I want to cut the entire cube into 125, what I'll be doing? I'll be cutting down like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You would be saying, sir, only 4 lines have been drawn. 4 lines, but 5 divisions in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 divisions vertically, and same I'll be repeating horizontally. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. A mesh has been created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 over here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 over here. This is what? 5 into 5, in total 25. On one face, we are having 25. Let's say this was the upper portion. Let's say this was a cake. The cake was in the form of a cube. So I have cut the cake like this, like we cut the vegetable. And the vegetables have been cut. On the upper part, we are having in total 25. 5 into 5. That is 25. What we want? We are interested in 125. Now, this was about the first face, the top face. What about the rest of the one? For the rest of the one, we need to cut again. Now, since it was having length, it was having breadth. We have cut across the length, we have cut across the breadth. This was across the length, this was across the breadth. Now, we would be cutting across the height. First face, so now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What would happen with that? We'll get 5 more sections. 5 into 5 into 5. In total, 125. We would be having in total 125. More visualization, something of this sort. This would be the cube for you. This would be the cube for you. You have done the division at the first place like this, across the length, across the breadth and across the height, all three parts. In this manner, and in the manner which you are not able to see because this is a 2D board, not a 3D board, right? So the depth perception is also there. 125 you are having in total. What we need to do? We had initially painted the entire cube red. I am interested in how many would be coming out which will be having a red paint anywhere. So mainly it will be having at one face, right? So let's talk about a cube at the top, right, over this place. So let's say I'm taking this particular face. If I'm taking this particular face, in total we had cut in this manner. This was like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 into 5, 25 on this face. 25 on the front face, exactly at the back, opposite to that face. 25 on the front face, 25 on the back face. So total 50 cubes coming out which are having red paint on it. 25 plus 25. 50, right? Now I'm interested in the side one. Let's say I have considered that front one, I have considered exact back. I am interested in this one. Now when I talk about the side one, what happens in the side one? Understand in the side one. This was the side one. We have cut across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. In this, we are not going to consider each and every one. Why are we not going to consider? Because we have already considered. When I was talking about the side one, this is in the front one as well as in the side one. It will be in the side one as well as the top one. So if you consider each and every one, that means 25, complete 25. So that in that case, you have already considered it. You are repeating the count. You don't need to repeat the count. So what you are going to do? You are going to eliminate all these 5. So these 5 will not be there. All right. So this was aligning from the front face. In the similar manner, there will be someone at the back, right? So from the front face, these 5 gone. From the back face, these 5 will be gone, right? Front and the back, both 5 from here, 5 from here. 10, 10 gone. 5 plus 5, 10 gone. So how many left? In total 25. 25 minus 10 gone. I am left with 15. So 15 in total from this face. So 15 from this face and 15 opposite of this. 15 from this. 50 plus 30. 50 plus 30, we are having 80 now. We have considered 4 faces. We are still left with 2. See the question, how important and how interesting this one is. Now we are left with the 2. The top and the bottom. When we consider the top one, let's consider the top one now. We are having 5 cuts horizontally and 5 vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this case, what is going to happen? In this case, interestingly, we are having this one which is in the top. So this, like this, the complete portion will be gone. This one completely will be gone. This is completely gone. Fine. Similarly, there are this one which will be gone. So like this entire portion will be gone. This is touching from the back one as well. So this complete will be gone. And this will be also touching the side one. This will also be touching the side one. So these one will be gone. Like this, all the four, or I would say the top one, the bottom one, the side one, all the ones which are coming at the corners have been counted. You cannot count them again. So how many have been eliminated? We have eliminated 5, 5, 10 and 4 from here, 4 from here, 4 from here, 4 from here. So basically 16 we have already counted. How many left? From 25 subtract 16. We are left with 9. We are only left with 9 in between. Over here we'll be having in total 9 which will be left. So this was about the top. Same thing will be repeated at the bottom. Same thing will be repeated at the bottom. So 9 plus 9. Do the count. This is 50. Let me write it down. This is 50. This is 30. And this will be 18. 50 plus 30, 80 plus 18, 98. Our answer. Option, sir, option number D. Option number D in this case was correct. And there is a reason I told you this was the best question in the entire lot. And you would have realized by now. Just to explain you to that extent, I had drawn so much construction over here. And that too is still, there is a limit because it's a 2D construction. All you have to visualize in 3D. And this question was totally based on visualization. I would have told you conceptual clarity, visualization, all these are important aspects. So this was one of the best questions and the answer over here would have been 98. So this is done and dusted over here. I hope you have the clarity, right? Moving on to the next one. Over here it says let n be a positive integer. Read each and every word carefully. N is a positive integer. So what can I consider for n? I hope you have the clarity. Integers are positive, negative and 0. Since positive, so n should be 1, 2, 3 and so on, right? Then the sum of all even numbers between these things. Now this is one expression, another expression. So what are the value of these expression? I don't know. Expression value is what you have to calculate. Now these questions do not have a straightforward formula. There is nothing which have been taught in the textbook. If you have learned the chapter polynomials, in the polynomials they give in terms of n. If you have learned the chapter of arithmetic expression, they give the general formula in the nth term, right? You have to put the value of n and find out the expression. So let's say if I talk about the first one. So if I put the value of n as 1, so what happened? N square, that means 1 square plus, not plus, over here minus 1 plus 1. Ultimately what we have? N square was 1. So minus 1 plus 1. Ultimately I am left with only 1, right? Only 1. Second one, if I consider this one, so again 1 square plus 1 plus 1. 3. Sum of all even numbers. Between 1 and 3, I hope you realize the even number is what? 2. Even number is 2. So I want this one. I want this one. How can I get 2? Okay, I can find out which one fits in. Which one fits in? I'll talk about it. But just by taking only the value 1, it should not suffice. I should be considering more values. So let's take up the second value. That means n is equal to 2. If I consider n equal to 2, what happens? This was when I consider n equals to 1. Alright. Now if I consider n equal to 2, what is going to happen? In that case, let's see. N being 2. So 2 square minus 2 plus 1. This is 2 square is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 1, that means 3. Have I considered it correctly? N is equals to 2. So 2 square, 4. 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Then, in this expression, 2 square plus 2 plus 1. 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1, 7. What is the even number between 3 and 7? The even number between 3 and 7 are, this time not 1, this time 2 we are having. So this time we are having 4 as well as 6. The two numbers which we are having. They are asking the sum of even. So over here only 2 was there. That's it. Two numbers, I have to find sum. The sum of 4 plus 6 is 10. So 2, 10, like this I can go on and put the value n as 3 and find out. But let's see first of all whether these two numbers can I justify from the given option. This is the method of hit and trial. You can directly check on your own. So let's check. If I put the value of n cube. Alright, should I get 2? No, I cannot get 2 directly. Let's see if I put up the value over here n cube plus n cube plus 1. So in this particular case, if I put the value n is equals to 1, so what happens? N cube plus n. N cube means 1 cube plus 1. It gives you 2. That's fit in. That fit in. If you put the value of n is equals to 2, n cube plus n. That means 2 cube plus 2. That means 8 plus 2. That means 10. So, when we had the value of n as 2, we get 10. Over here, any other option if you choose. Let's say if you choose 1, option 1. So, n cube, n putting the value 1, 1 cube is 1. We are having 2. That doesn't fit in. Alright, similarly this one, 1 cube, 1 minus 1, that is 0, again not fitting in. These were the two which would have fit in because n cube, 1 plus 1, 2. But when we take value of n as 2, this one is also eliminated. We are left with only one and correct option, that is option number C. And we had justified that as well, 2, 10, by putting up the value n, 1 and 2. So this was a question which used the concept that, okay, if you put up the value, what will the value coming up? And just by checking from the option, you can get it. Not a general understanding that, okay, just by seeing the expression, sir, can we form the expression of n? No, directly you cannot form the expression of n. What you can do, you can check for the option and come up with the answer. So answer is the important thing, real life application. And application is when you have applied the information you have been given. A cone, hemisphere and a cylinder stands on equal base, have the same height, find the ratio of the volume. I would say this would have been the easiest of all, The first one was the best of all, this was the easiest of all. Why? Whenever we have to calculate the volume, so volume of cone, ratio, volume of sphere, ratio, volume of cylinder, Cy. What are the formula? For the case of cone, I know it is 1 by 3 pi r square h. What is the sphere? 4 by 3 pi r cube. And for the case of cylinder, pi r square h. If you don't know, pi r square h, 1 by 3. How do we get that? If we are having a cylinder, so if we fit in a cone, it will take 1/3 of that space. And that is why it is 1/3 of the volume of cylinder. The ratio is very straightforward, 1:3, 1:3, as obvious. But over here, sphere is also included. Now, they have already told equal base and same height. That means the radius and height will also be equal. R equals to H. When we have R equals to H, that means I can replace H with R. This is the R square into R. That means R cube, R cube, R cube, pi, pi, pi. All the things are same. I can cancel them out. And what is ratio? Ratio is division. 1 by other, 1 by other. So all the three would be cancelled out easily. What are we left with? 1 by 3 ratio, 4 by 3 ratio, 1. Right? This is the case. Now, do we have the options? Over here? 1 ratio. Oh, sorry. Over here, this was hemisphere, not sphere. Be cautious over here. This is hemisphere, not sphere. So what I'll do? Rather than taking 4, I'll write 2 over here. Minor correction. I hope you would have realized by now. This is hemisphere, not H, not S, HS. 2 by 3. So ultimately, what are we left with? 1 by 3, 2 by 3 and 1 only. So this over here is 2. What we need to check? The options are not in this form, so I'll multiply the entire thing by 3. We would be coming up with 1 ratio 2 ratio 3. Option number C. Back to back, we have multiple option number C corrects. And this is our final answer. As I told, easiest of all, as if a question have been directly taken from textbook and put in front of you. I hope you would have realized and done it very confidently in the examination hall. Now is the time to go forward to the next one. Unit digit. I do remember we had taken up the problem like this. And over there, the number involved was also 7, like this. This is 7 raised to the power 62. Over there, I would have mentioned that when we do 7 square, it is 49. When we do 7 cube, it is 343. When we do 7 raised to the power 4, 2401. Sir, how are you writing all these numbers? Because I know them. I have been doing them for quite long time. If you would be doing, you would be comfortable doing that. The thing to be observed over here, unit place. 7 square, 9 will be the unit place. 7 raised to power 4, 1 will be the unit place. So if 1 is the unit place, things will be easy for me. Why? Ultimately for this, I want the unit place. So if I get 1 at the unit place, whatever the number I multiplied with, that will be coming at the unit place. So let me write in this form such that I get 7 raised to power 4. How would I get that? This is 7 raised to the power 62. What is the multiple of 4? Near to 62. It would be 60 and 64. 64 I cannot take because it will be more than 62, but I can take 60. If I take 60, so 60 plus 2, I can write in this form 7 raised to power 60 into 7 square. Now, this in the multiple of 4. So, in the multiple of 4, this will be 7 raised to power 4 whole raised to power 15 multiplied by 7 square. Right? Now, 7 raised to power 4 will have a unit place of 1. So, 1 will be the unit place. 1 will be the unit place raised to power 15 multiplied by 7 square. I'll come to that 7 square. Whatever be the number inside, the unit place will remain 1 because 1 square, 1 cube, 1 raised to power 4, 1 raised to power 5, everything will be 1 forever. So, this is 1 into 7 square is what? 49. So, whatever be the other number, 9 is at the unit place. 1 into 9, whatever be the number over here, 9 will be at the unit place. I was interested in the unit place. 9 is my answer. We had solved this problem in the previous video which we had about the discussion, what kind of a question might come up, first stage questions as well. Over there we had exactly similar kind of a question. If you have seen that, if you have done that, you'll be quite comfortable over here. Alright, so this is done and dusted. Let's move forward. Now, again a question which will be working on whatever the question says. It says go to Delhi, you have to go Delhi, travel to Delhi. So what it says, if x and y are positive integer with x into y as 6, if x into y is 6, what are the values that might be possible for x and y? They have given you important information from which you can understand what can be value of x, what can be value of y. How so? Positive integer. As I told you, this is the third time in this paper when we are having the term positive integer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what numbers can I take such that I get a multiplication as 6? X being 1, y being 6 will be having a multiplication of 6. X being 2, y being 3 will be having a multiplication 6. X being 3, y being 2 will be having a multiplication 6. X being 6, y being 1 will be having multiplication of 6. All the 4 cases. Any other case can you think of? Any other case can you think of? I cannot because if multiplication has to be 6, if one of the number becomes 6, ultimately I have to multiply with 1. You cannot go any further. I have got the value of x and 1. After that, what we need to find? The sum of all the possible, this value. Put the value of x and y and find out. Alright, so here we go. For the first case, 2 raised to the power x plus y, 1 plus 6, that means 7, by 2 x minus y, 1 minus 6, that means minus 5, 2 minus 5. This is 2 raised to power 7 plus 5. Why? Because 7 minus 5 minus 5, minus plus. So this is 2 raised to power 12, which is 4096. Again, how do you know, sir? I know for a reason, right? That is the reason I am standing over here and explaining it to you. So yeah, once you have done for so long, you will be comfortable. Straightforward, you'll write that down. For the second case, this was our first case, second case. 2 x plus y, 2 plus 3 is 5 by. Now, 2 minus 3, that means minus 1. So over here, this is what? 2 raised to the power 6. Now we know that 2 raised to the power 5 is 32. 32 into 2, that means 64. Next case. 2. 3 plus 2, again 5. 5 by 3 minus 2, that means 1. Alright, sir. Is that the case? X plus y, that means 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5, and x minus y, 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 2 raised to the power 5. So 2 raised to the power 5 is what? 32. The next case, 6 and 1. So 6 plus 1, 7. 6 minus 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. 2 raised to the power what? 7 minus 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. 2, that is what? That is over here 2 square is 4. Have I done correctly? Once you have done the calculation, if you are having time at your side, please make sure that you observe each and every calculation. So over here we were having 1 plus 6, that means 7, and 1 minus 6, 1 minus 6 is minus 5. So minus 5, so since in division, plus 5. Over here this was what? Minus 1. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 minus 3, that means minus 1, minus minus plus 1. 5 plus 1, 6, 64. Very simple. All right, sir. Then what we have over here, 3. 3 plus 2, 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 minus 2, 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, we had made a mistake and a humongous mistake over here. Humongous mistake. 5. Over here, this was in division. This was in division over here. So what we need to do, over here, since it was in division, okay, we have written also it wrongly. This is 2 raised to the power 5 plus 1. I would have written it over here like this. 2 raised to the power 5, 2 raised to the power 5 upon 2 raised to the power minus 1. In this form I should writing, so that no confusion should be left. 2 raised to the power minus 1. 2 raised to the power 5, 2 minus 1. 2 raised to the power what? 2 raised to the power 3 plus 2, that is 5, by 2 raised to the power, let me write this down once again, and this will be corrected over here. 2 raised to the power 5, 3 minus 2, 3 minus 2 is 1. So this is 2 raised to the power 4 over here. 2 raised to the power 4, 3 is 8, 8 into 2 is 16. 2 raised to the power what? 1 plus 6, 7 divided by 2 raised to the power 6 minus 1, 6 minus 1, that is 5. So 7 minus 5 is simply 2. So this is 4. That is the reason I told you to check once again. I had a hint, I had an intuition. In the mind itself, you get the idea. Something is going wrong. And yes, it was going wrong. Just because I wrote it wrongly, I got the wrong conclusion as well. Now, we want the sum of all. Let's add all of them. 16 plus 4 is 20. 20, that means 84. Now, if I add 4, this is 4,100. 4,100. Over here, I need to add what? 80. So 4,180. So we have the option. Option number A, our final answer. The problem is not lengthy. Since I am explaining to you each and every minute step, it is taking so long. But if you have been doing in the flow, it would not have taken that much of time, and you could have avoided so many things over here. Rather than writing each and every step, you would have saved a lot much time. The question is done. Moving on to the next one. Seeing this problem, I'm having in my mind the problem we had discussed where people were having cold coffee. They were college students who went out on some evening and they were having cold coffee or some other things. Similar problem is over here. 160 performers shows up for an open auditorium in Delhi. Out of this, 95 are singers and rest of them are actors. Alright, so 95 are singers. So how many are actors? Total 160. How many? 95 are singers. So minus 95. So how many would be actors? So 10 minus 5, 5. We are left with what? 5 over here. 15 minus 9. So 65 are actors. They are saying half of the performance. That means 160 by 2. 80. 80 are from Delhi. Half the performers belong to Delhi, rest of them from outside Delhi. So 80 from Delhi, 80 from outside. Alright, important information. 80 from Delhi, 80 from outside. 23 singers belong to Delhi. If 23 singers belong to Delhi. So we had assumed 23 in total belong to Delhi. So out of that, 23 are the singers. So how many are actors? Doing the subtraction, I'll get to know. 80, that means 10 minus 3, that means 7. So over here, 6 minus 2. Over here, sorry, so 7 minus 2, 5, 57. 57s are what? These are actors from Delhi. What I am interested in? How many actors do not belong? I know in total 65 actors are there, 57 from Delhi. So 65 minus 57. right? This we can do. So 15 by 7, 15 minus 7, 15 minus 7 is very simple. You can see over here. You can do the subtraction over here. So ultimately, what are we going to get? Over here, we are going to get 8. The number, option number A. Simple, simple. This is kind of a problem which comes under the category of number system in specific sets. In specific sets, when you're going to grade 11th, over there will be learning about SAT. We have more tools available in that particular grade. But at the moment, the basic information is sufficient for us to solve the problem. Question done and that's it. Moving on to the next one. Given that y is greater than 6, okay, by using the test of divisibility, find the largest possible 6-digit number. This is the number. Let me write it down. 834x4y. Divisible by 3 and 4. Now, one thing has been mentioned over here. Divisibility, test of divisibility. This is one of the topic whether I don't know whether you remember this part or not. This would be somewhere in, I think, grade 7th or maybe grade 6th even. By this method, you can directly tell whether the number is divisible by 3. When I was in my school time, we had this one thing, fun activity. What we used to do, we were traveling by rickshaws. We used to travel by rickshaws from school to our home. Now we have that multiple mode of transports, like we can go by bus or other things. For our school, it was only that particular thing. So at the back, when we were sitting, we used to see multiple motorbikes going on, cars going on. We used to read their number plate and immediately we have to tell whether it is divisible by 3 or not, or it is divisible by 4 or not. How? Because we know if the sum of the entire digits is divisible by 3, it will be divisible by 3. Sum of the digits. If the last 2 digits of a number are divisible by 4, it will be divisible by 4. Even number automatically divisible by 2. These are the multiple methods by which we can check. So if this number has to be divisible by 4, what is important? The last 2 digits should be divisible by 4. So 4 is there. What should fill in over here such that it is divisible by 4? So over here, one other condition is mentioned. What is that condition? Greater than 6. Y should be greater than 6. Greater than 6 numbers are 7, 8, 9. Among this, 7 is not divisible by 4, 9 is not divisible by 4. What is the number divisible by 4? 8, sir. If this number becomes 8, I am sure that this entire number will be divisible by 4. So 8. Now, once you have get this 8, you should be looking forward to the answer. Why, sir? Because what I can see from the options, only one option is having the unit that is 8. So you have the answer. But people are in flow. So what they'll be doing? They'll be checking the sum now. Checking the sum and they will be finding out the value of x for which it is divisible by 3. So that means the sum of the digits, if divisible by 3, you will be having the number x. But no need for that, directly go for the answer. The answer remains the same because only one option is having the unit place as 8. So this is our answer. Multiple ways of reaching to it. So you can take some more time, you can directly reach to it. The question is done and this was again very basic. This is NCERT based question, NCERT. No other special Olympiad kind of a problem, no other very fancy kind of a textbook which you have to refer to. No need for that. No need for that. Going forward. Interesting case. These are the problems which come in different kind of a riddle form. Like, okay, they would be putting up a car and saying that car simply means addition, or a object have been showed, a picture have been showed, it simply means multiplication. That kind of a problem this is. They say that this sign, wherever we have this sign, what it means, if this sign is there, adding twice the second number to the thrice. So if we are having A and this sign is there, so A into the operation of this, I don't know, into I should be saying something. So what would be happening? Adding twice the second number. So twice the second number is 2 times of B. We should be adding to thrice the first number plus 3 times of A. This is what we need to do in this particular set operation. So let's try for this one. 2 times, twice of the second numbers, 2 into 2, added with 3 times of the first one, 3 into 1. So 2 into 2 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7. So out of this we get 7. Now this next thing is 7 into the same operation 3. with 3. Now, one question many people can raise, sir, why are we doing this thing first and then we are going for it? Because if you remember board mass, this is also checking your understanding about board mass. Whenever we are having brackets, make sure that you solve something inside the bracket, and that is what we are doing over here. If you go otherwise, you'll get the wrong answer and you are ending up at the wrong side of this paper. So 7, whatever the operation is, twice of 7, 7 into 2 plus. Now, second number to the thrice of the first number, thrice of the, so twice of the second number, thrice of the first number, 7, 3 into 7. 3 into 2 is 6, 7 into 1, 7 to 3 is 21, 21 plus 6, 27. Ultimate answer, final answer. So can we see it? Yes, I can see it. If you want to check once again, we had performed the operation, the first one, twice of the second. So 2 times 4, 3 times 1, 4 plus 3, 7. 2 times adding twice the second number, twice, that means 6, and thrice, 6 into 6 plus 7 into 3. 7 into 3 is 21. 21 plus 6, 27. We have option number C as the correct answer. Anything different? No, it told you go in this direction. We have went in that direction, got the answer. Nothing different you have to do. If you would have realized, realized in all these problems, the problems anyone can do with a normal mind. If whatever is being told, if they understand each and every word over there, whatever have been told, if they apply that thing, they will be reaching to the destination. But the only important thing which will be deciding who is better at reaching the destination is the time. Someone would be reaching in less time, someone would be reaching in more time. So on the road, it's the speed that decides. Over here, it's the speed of your mind. If you are good at calculation, things will be quite simple. If you are good at comprehension, you'll be easily understanding the problem. And that is all what we need to do. So this was first part. We have solved almost around, I believe, 10 problems. So rest of the problem will come up in the next session. Don't overburden yourself. We have already put up a lot of effort. So chill, have a great time, enjoy yourself, meet in the next session. Bye-bye. Take care.